everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Steph, also known as the Freckled One. Today we are going to be chatting about the Sephora Spring Savings event, which is going on right now. ROUGE members can get 20% off now through April 11th. VIB members can get 15% off April 5th through the 11th, and Insider members can get 10% off April 7th to the 11th. And on top of all that, there's 30% off of all of the Sephora collection. But before we get into it, as usual, I do want to give a shout out to some of our new subscribers. Hi, welcome to our channel. We are so happy to have you, and I hope that you enjoy the content that is to come. I have quite a few products that I want to talk about, so I just want to hop right into this video, but I am going to kind of separate it into kind of how I get ready if I want to do like a full hair and makeup and skincare day. So I'm going to start with hair, move on to skincare, and then end this video with some makeup. All right, for the very first item, I know, it is a very big purchase, but it is the Dyson Airwrap. Oh my gosh, I just love this thing so much. Is it ridiculously overpriced? Absolutely. Don't get me wrong, I'm not pretending like it isn't. But this has been one of my best purchases within the last year. So I actually purchased this during, I think it was a winter sale at Sephora, and they had the limited edition color that was like a gold orange. I tried it out, I liked it, but with all the attachments, I kind of just didn't see myself using it and getting that money's worth. So I did end up returning it. That was bought during another sale, like I said, so I did get those savings. And then they ended up coming out with this color. I think it was last winter. And I saw it and I was like, you know what? The color is calling to me and I'm gonna give it another go. And I did, and I am so glad that I did, because I use this every single time I shower and wash my hair. I used it today again. I just love the volume that it gives. My hair doesn't feel fried. It has a really beautiful shine, and it's just a fantastic product. And then you do, with the sale, get that 20% off, and that's a nice chunk of money for getting a big purchase like this. You can do looser big curls, tighter smaller curls. You can smooth your hair out. You can use a round brush. You can use this cute little hair dryer attachment. And I really do think that it's just convenient and simple to use, although there is a learning curve when it comes to really figuring out especially these barrels. But other than that, I have really been loving it. My hair has been so happy that I've like moved away from hot tools for the most part. And using this and getting these really beautiful, shiny, soft waves just makes me feel a little bit more put together, and I love it. All right, next on the hair list is Olaplex's shampoo and conditioner. I have really been loving both of these items. They leave my hair feeling that much more nourished and hydrated, and with how much I'm bleaching my hair, this has reduced the damage by tenfold. Highly recommend. It hasn't left my hair feeling like weighed down or waxy or heavy with like silicones or anything. And this combo, fantastic. And the reason I didn't use that shampoo today is because I used this hair mask from Amika. This is their Bust Your Brass Intense Repair Mask. So good. It's pretty large. You can see that in comparison to the size of my head, but it is lasting me a very long time. You don't need very much. Not only does it hydrate your hair, but it also, again, reduces that brassiness. And it didn't, leaving it in my hair for a little bit, it still doesn't leave like a purple hue to my hair, which is nice. It just really tones it and makes it a little bit more cool toned compared to my orangey warm undertones. So love this mask, highly recommend. Back to another Olaplex item, but this is their number 7 bonding oil. I've probably had this for about 6 months now, and I've used about half of this, so it is lasting me a really long time. You don't need very much. What I do after I've styled my hair and blow dried, I put a little of this, rub it between my palms, and then kind of just comb it through my hair using my fingers. and especially concentrated on the ends just because that's where my hair is the driest. And it really has helped with the shine of my hair, the health of it, and leaves my hair feeling baby soft, and I'm a really, really big fan of this. All right, very, very last on my list for hair is the Orbe Dry Texturizing Spray. I absolutely love this spray. It is unlike any other that I've ever used. Also the scent, I just feel like a rich person, and I should, because it costs a lot of money. So I definitely recommend getting this during the sale. But it just gives my hair that piecey look and separates the waves that I've created. And I just need a little bit of this to get the job done. So this has lasted me a very long time, and I don't plan on ever switching from it. I don't need to find something that's better because this is absolutely a winner. All right, on to skincare. This is the Tatcha Rice Wash. It is a soft cream cleanser, but it does kind of have these really micro fine exfoliants to it, which I am assuming is the rice. It says it's for normal to dry skin. I do think oily skin types can use this though, and it has just been a really, really good soft, gentle cleanser that also does a really good job of exfoliating. Tatcha does tend to be a little bit pricier than most brands at Sephora, so another great pick for the sale. Continuing with the fairly pricey brands, but this is Drunk Elephant's Proteini Polypeptide Cream. I have repurchased this probably 3 times now. I took a really long break from it because I was so angry at the packaging. There's just a lot of plastic in this, and I am hoping that one day they figure out how to make this a little bit more eco-friendly. But I do like the pump that it comes with. You just press this down and the smallest amount of moisturizer gets pumped up, and that's kind of the perfect amount for your entire face. So I do like that. It helps me kind of save moisturizer because sometimes I do apply a little bit too much. I noticed that my skin is significantly softer and more plump, and it feels stronger after I use this, and I've prepped my skin with it today, and I'm a happy gal. But I do hope that Drunk Elephant figures out a more eco-friendly packaging for this. Next on the very pricey skincare list is Biossance's Squalane Marine Algae Eye Cream. I love this specifically for nighttime after I've cleansed and hydrated and done all my serums and things. But this, I think, for me personally, has actually reduced the look of fine lines around my eyes. I don't use this during the day because I have another eye cream that I use that I like more for daytime use, especially under makeup. But this at night is so, so nice, and I think it is worth the price, 100%. Right, I have 2 items from Paula's Choice. The first is the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. I actually purchased this kind of smaller travel size option first because I wanted to really make sure that I liked it. And oh my gosh, it makes a huge, huge difference in my skin. This is a salicylic acid. It unclogs and shrinks enlarged pores. I think that is very true for this. It evens skin tone. I've also seen that in my skin, and it absorbs quickly. I agree 100%. So I had this travel size to try it out, which is another suggestion that I think is great for folks who kind of want to dip their toes into a product and not spend the big bucks on the kind of more normal full size of the product. But I did pick this up at the sale because I was very impressed by using this. So I'm really, really excited to continue using this. It just really tightens my pores, cleans them out. It feels like, I don't know if you've ever had a hydrofacial, but it feels like a hydrofacial at home because it really just does clean out your pores and makes your pores less visible. I really, really love it and highly recommend. This is my daytime everyday sunscreen. This is Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid. It has an SPF of 50. This is so beautiful. It layers perfectly on top of my moisturizers and right under makeup. It looks fantastic. Highly recommend. It isn't waterproof, so if you're, going on a run or something, I don't recommend this. But for a daily SPF, especially when that's SPF 50. This is really, really great. And for the very last skincare product that I did pick up today, this is the Shani Darden Retinol Reform. I have only heard fantastic things about this product, so I have been dying to try it. It is probably my most expensive skincare product that I own as of right now. Obviously, I haven't tried it. It's still in the box, but I will let you know probably over in my Instagram how I ended up feeling about this, so stay tuned. Moving on to makeup, I would say that the majority of these products aren't necessarily pricey. Some of them definitely are, but a lot of them are just kind of holy grails that will never leave my collection that I will repurchase over and over and over. The first one being the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is one of the best pore filling primers I've ever used. I ended up finding this because of Tati Westbrook, and her skin always just looks so smooth and flawless, and I figured it out, and this is what that does. I'm not actually wearing it today because I didn't really feel like I needed my makeup to look super smooth. I kind of wanted a more dewy, everyday look today. But if I'm ever going to an event, or if I'm doing someone else's makeup for an event, you bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to be using this, because it really does smooth out your pores. I tend to only put it kind of in the T-zone just to really smooth out this area, and it is so, so good. Absolutely part of my holy grails that will never ever leave my collection. And on that same note, this is the Fenty Pro Filter Eye Primer. This is also never going to leave my collection. I've tried several eye primers and none of them come close to this. This is kind of that perfect in between of creating a really smooth base but not being so drying, like the, for instance, P. Louise eyeshadow base. And it comes with a nice little doe foot applicator, and it really, really does make my eyeshadow looks not crease and actually last for hours, like up to 12 hours even. So I really, really love this, highly recommend. Next, I have two brushes. Both of them are from Rare Beauty. I decided to include this in here because I tend to use drugstore brushes. I think they work fantastically, but I have never seen brushes that look and perform quite as good as these two, so I do think that they are worth the money. And if you can get that 20% off, then why not, right? But this is the Rare Beauty foundation brush, and this is their concealer brush. The way that the brushes are organized is supposed to mimic a finger, and it really does just fit right underneath the eye like a finger. It's so good. And their foundation brush is really, really nice and soft, and the bristles are packed in very nice and dense, and it's just it's like a big thumb or something. It just fits into the crevices exactly how I need to. It smooths out every foundation I use with it, and I just highly recommend, and I think they are very, very good, smart purchases. All right, I picked this up today. This is brand new, and I am wearing it today, and I have to say that I'm actually really, really impressed. But this is the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 20. I'm so glad that I picked this up. I actually ordered this for curbside pickup in 32N, I believe. And I actually ended up going into the store and trying out the shades that they had available, and they had this shade, which is 24N. I actually tried this in store, and it was a much, much better shade match for me, so I'm glad that I did that. As you can see, there's just this really beautiful, like, healthy luminosity to my skin. It has the lightest tint and coverage to it. It is perfect. I could even go over my cheeks just to even out my skin tone but not lose my freckles. I am really, really liking this, and I've only tried it once. I know, who knows, it might wear terribly, but as of right now, I'm really, really impressed, and I'm really glad that I picked this up during the sale. This is the Say Dew Blush in the shade Chili. Oh my gosh, I am so glad that I ended up picking this up. I've never tried Say's blushes. I also just love this giant doe foot applicator that kind of looks like a pinky. This is, again, the shade Chili, and it's kind of a cool toned pink. I was also hoping for a like monochromatic spring vibe today, so I put it on my lids. And I just think that this I don't know, I look so healthy and happy, and I love the way that this blush ended up making my cheeks look. I just think they're so plump and juicy looking. So I'm really, really impressed. I am curious to see the wear time on this because it's more of a dewy look compared to like a matte blush, but I have high hopes. All right, something that is not new to my collection, but that I have used almost every single time that I've done my makeup. If you've watched my channel, you've seen me talk about this probably a couple of times, but this is Makeup by Mario's Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick in the shade Light Medium. This is just a perfect cool toned contour stick. I think they're really, really beginner friendly. So if you're someone that's new to contour, I would highly recommend picking this up and getting some sort of like dense, stiffer brush to blend it out, like even something like this, and just kind of tap out the contour. And it's just, he's got his colors right. He's got his undertones. He's nailed them. He's nailed them. Okay, next, you've seen me chat about these like how many times on this channel. The Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Setting Powders. Oh my gosh. I have two shades. I've been using the shade 2 for quite some time, and then I did pick up the shade Fair, and I got the small version, the like not sample, the travel size. You can see how much smaller it is, but I like using this shade in the T-zone if I'm not too tan, and then I like using this everywhere else. It is so pore blurring and just makes your base look so smooth, and there's just nothing like it. This is something that I would absolutely purchase during the sale if I was out, because it is a pricier powder, but it is well worth it, and honestly has lasted me a really long time. But this is a holy grail. We're almost getting to the end, y'all, but my next step in my routine after doing all of that would be to set my makeup with a setting spray. This is the Benefit Professional Super Setter. It's a long-lasting makeup setting spray. I have used the Urban Decay All-Nighter for a very long time. It's a really, really great setting spray, but I do think that this replaces it in my collection. I haven't used anything that has a better setting mist. Like, this is such a fine spray. Let me just show you. Do you hear that? Do you see it? It's because it's so fine. They nailed the sprayer on this one, but it honestly does soften the look of my pores. It sets makeup and it helps it last a much longer time than it would if I didn't set my makeup. And it just really melts all of the powders together to make it look flawless. And this beats all-nighter for me. So I had this bottle and I went and got another bottle, and I don't know if I'll ever replace this. And at Benefit, if you get rid of this, I'm gonna be so mad at you. So don't. Okay, on to brows. All right, let's just pause for a second, y'all. This brow combo, I won't ever go to another one. I just won't. I'm not saying that I'll never use other products. Of course I will. But if I want my brows to be the most on point that they've ever been, it's these two things. The first being the Huda Beauty Micro Shade Brow Pencil. This isn't even in the right shade because they didn't have mine, but I bought it anyway because I can't use anything else. I can't, okay? But this is in the shade Light Brown. It doesn't match my brows at all, but you can't tell too much. But I think I get like something darker, the shade 5 or something like that, like medium or dark brown. But it didn't matter because that's how much I love this. First of all, it has a spoolie and a cap. And second of all, the tip of this is the finest I have ever seen on any brow product. And that's exactly what I want. I want to be able to create hair-like brow strokes with a brow pencil. And this, there's just nothing better, I assure you. And then, after I fill in my brows, I lock it in place and brush them up. Like, look how good my brows look like right now. Coming from like a brow person, like I think I'm a brow person Would you say that I'm a brow person? This is just great. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Brow Styling Wax in the shade Clear. I don't know if they even have another shade. This is a clear putty, and it is thick. It's thick, but it is going to set your brows in place, and they're not going to go anywhere. They can't go anywhere. They gotta stay right where you put them. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Wow, we did it. We're at the very, very end. Can you believe it? I've really enjoyed my journey with y'all though. Charlotte Tilbury lip stuff. I just don't know who does lips better, if I'm gonna be honest. It's Charlotte. CT, she's kind of had our backs for a long time when it comes to lip stuff. I have used this lip liner for a very long time. It is a ride or die. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. I'll swatch these since I'm at the end of the video and I don't need to worry about getting dirty. It is a beautiful, truly iconic nude shade. It has a little bit more of a brown undertone, which is what I prefer for my lips personally. And I used to follow it up all the time with the Very Victoria lipstick. And this also has a brown undertone. And I just also love the smell of her lipsticks. Does anyone else feel like that? But this also kind of has a brownier undertone. So this combo together works really well because the darker liner will give you a lot of shape and depth and contour. And then this on top and filling in your lips is going to look a lot more plump, but it's matte, so it's going to last a very, very long time. And I've recently discovered the Charlotte Tilbury Superstar Lips lipstick in the shade Pillow Talk. Oh my gosh. Very different formula from that lipstick that I just talked about in the shade Very Victoria. This is, to me, a hybrid between a lipstick and a lip balm, and it has a beautiful sheen to it. It is so hydrating. You can see that the Very Victoria lipstick is matte, and this is kind of juicier, but it's all kind of in the same color family. This is what I'm wearing right now, and it just, same scent. It's like this sweet sugar cookie, but not in like a fake way. It honestly just tastes like a sugar cookie. But do you see how plump my lips look? And juicy? Divine. These undertones are just, they're my jam. They're my bread and butter and jam. And I couldn't be happier. Highly recommend her products, and everything in her line tends to be kind of, you know, a little bit pricier. So great things to pick up during the Sephora sale. Anyway, everybody, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Again, a lot of these things are like my ride or die holy grail products that will never leave my collection. Some of them are new, and I'm clearly very happy that I ended up picking them up. And then some of them are really big ticket items that cost so much money that you have to wait till a sale like this comes around. But again, you have until April 11th to get your purchases and get that discount off depending on your tier at Sephora. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care, be safe, and be kind. Bye.